What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ross back at it again with another video. So we're going to check out Rest in Peace WWE ECW legend Sabu, the truth behind Becky Lynch, John Cena final match details, and other wrestling related news. We found out yesterday on Mother's Day that Sabu had passed away. So we want to send I want to send my condolences to his family and friends, his loved ones. I mean, if you're a fan of ECW and anything hardcore, you know who Sabu is. You know what he's contributed to the wrestling business as a whole. A legend in his own right. And, you know, it's really unfortunate. And what's kind of crazy about the whole situation is I could have sworn I seen like a clip of him wrestling in like a hardcore match, like maybe a few weeks ago. So it's really unfortunate. I'm not sure the cause of death. Honestly, I hadn't seen any updates or reports on it yet, so maybe he'll talk about it in this particular video. But it's still really unfortunate. You know, you hate to see someone that a lot of people cared about and enjoyed his matches and his work gone, you know. And that's why we always say on the In the Clutch page and just in general to, you know, cherish people while they're still here on this earth, because you never know when their time may come. So we're gonna check this out. Appreciate all the love, support. Let's get right into it, man.
It is WrestleMania here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including a breaking news as ECW legend Sabu has just passed away at age 60, John Cena's final match revealed, Jacob Fatu breaks character, the truth behind a WWE absence, John Cena versus CM Punk incoming, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now, unfortunately, we start the news today with some incredibly sad news, as wrestling legend Sabu has passed away at age 60. PW Insider would share the sad news via their website, saying PWInsider.com is extremely saddened to report that former ECW World Champion Sabu, one of the most vibrant and groundbreaking professional wrestlers of his era, Sabu, real name Terry Brunk, has passed away. We're working on additional details at this time, as Sabu had just worked his final match over a WrestleMania weekend in Las Vegas, defeating Joey Janela. He appeared last week at the Tri-State Wrestling Alliance Reunion Show convention at the 2300 ECW Arena, which appears to have been his final public appearance. Sabu had a legendary career and is considered to be one of the most famous wrestlers to ever step foot in the ECW promotion. I would like to offer our condolences to the family and friends of Terrence Michael Brunk, also known as the homicidal, genocidal, death-defying maniac, and one of the craziest wrestlers to ever step foot in the ring, Sabu.
Rest in peace, Sabu, man. Rest in peace.
Next up, John Cena's final match revealed. Now, as we all know, WWE Champion John Cena is set to retire in December this year, yet details on how Cena's final match will be presented haven't been disclosed. However, it's now been reported by WCVB that Cena will wrestle his final match at the TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. An exact date was not given for when this match will take place. The fans are speculating that this will be a Saturday night's main event show, as WWE are committed to producing a total of 4 TV specials each year, and December is likely to be the month in which WWE delivers the final one for the calendar year. There will inevitably be a lot of disappointment if Cena's last match takes place on a TV special. The Saturday night's main event specials have been slated by fans for basically being televised house shows, and Cena's final ever match being played with commercials doesn't sound too appealing. There have been calls to see WWE turn Cena's last night into its own PLE, with names of the PLE suggested including Ruthless Aggression and One Last Stand. This would make a ton of business sense for WWE, especially with them deterring away from PLEs in December in recent years. This would be a very fitting way to close out the year and to close out the career of one of the greatest of all time. Next,
that actually would be cool if they did a PLE and his last one was called Ruthless Aggression or something like that. That would be actually pretty cool if they did something like that. Hopefully it is a PLE. It makes sense that it happens from in his hometown. Do I think he will be a heel? I just don't see it, because we know that's it. That will be the last time that we see him in a wrestling ring, in a wrestling capacity. It doesn't matter what John Cena says as a heel. If he was still to be one, everyone's going to cheer him because it's going to be his last time. So, personally, I hope it's a PLE. I hope he's not a heel at that point. We will see. I did see clips of him leaving the ring after the match with Randy Orton. He looked kind of confused, dude. He looked like like he looked emotional after that match. You know, he didn't give off a heel-like vibe. He was more, it seems like he was more conflicted of what had to be done, you know, with an old rival. So, I don't know if we're getting shades of him starting to maybe feel like maybe this isn't the right way to go about it. We'll see. But I definitely think that most likely his heel turn at some point before it's all said and done will, you know, he'll be a babyface because it just doesn't make sense for him to ride off into the sunset in his hometown and, you know, not get some love. 'Cause, I mean, after the end of the Randy Orton and John Cena match at Backlash, the crowd was chanting, "Thank you, Cena." Even though he was a heel and he cheated to win, they still chanted, "Thank you, Cena." So,
Next up, John Cena versus CM Punk incoming. But with John Cena versus R-Truth reportedly being planned for Saturday night's main event in 2 weeks, fans are looking ahead for Cena's Money in the Bank plans, and it looks like WWE are now planning.
Since John Cena put R-Truth through a table, yeah, I can see that happening in the next couple of weeks. So,
planting the seeds for a Cena versus CM Punk program. Punk took to Instagram after Backlash to tease coming after the WWE title, and then Cena took to Instagram to share an image of his album cover with an ice cream plastered all over it. This is a huge money match for WWE to book, and if WWE handles this correctly, this could be the defining feud of 2025. A match between the two at Money in the Bank may be too soon, as WWE only have 2 weeks following Saturday night's main event to build a match.
That's the problem.
Additionally, Punk is in the middle of a heated feud with Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins, and it's likely that WWE are building towards Punk and Roman Reigns teaming up, with the probable date for this being June 7th at Money in the Bank. SummerSlam 2025 is a sensible destination for the match, as this year SummerSlam will be a 2-night broadcast, and WWE are going to need epic matches across the 2 nights to justify the format. The match itself would also be fitting for Cena's final ever matchup, but with December still 7 months away, it may be too far, and there's current speculation that Cena is going to retire in a rematch against the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Which I honestly can see that happening too.
Cena just has 24 appearances left in 2025, and whilst it sounds like a lot, by the time the summer months are done, we could be down to single digits. The end is in sight for the WWE Champion, and hopefully WWE hits a home run with the second half of Cena's final active year.
I do agree with what he's saying on doing it at Money in the Bank, because obviously the history there would be iconic, but they don't have enough time to build for that. That's something you give them weeks to build, because you know John Cena's not going to be there every week. You give them weeks to build that up. I think that's a perfect SummerSlam main event, because most likely we'll end up getting Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins one more time at SummerSlam. We'll most likely get that happening. I could see them setting up this tag match for Money in the Bank against Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins versus CM Punk and Roman Reigns. I think that's fucking going to be great. You set that up for Money in the Bank. Once he's done with that storyline, then you have him focus on John Cena for SummerSlam. It makes sense. Do I think CM Punk wins? You could. I don't know if he will though, but I think that would be the best possible option, is to really set that up, because you give them time to flesh out that storyline. And those are 2 big matches. One you can have on night 1, one you can have on night 2. You do it that way. So
next up, we're with Travis Scott. Fans are eagerly anticipating a cameo from Travis Scott at Backlash last night.
I'm glad we
Scott
didn't
made
get
his
it.
presence felt during the WrestleMania main event. Fans expected a similar match finish for John Cena versus Randy Orton. But thankfully, WWE didn't go down the route, and now we know why Scott wasn't on the show in any capacity. According to numerous fans on social media, Scott was seen in Spain ahead of the El Clasico event, so he wasn't available for the Backlash show. It's been widely reported that Scott will be wrestling at some point in 2025, and he's even been rumored to be teaming up with John Cena on a future PLE.
Oh, brother.
Next up, the truth behind a key WWE absence. Becky Lynch was away from WWE television for close to a year, and now Lynch has discussed why exactly she was absent for so long during an interview with Variety. According to the former WWE Women's Champion, she was initially going to return for the Royal Rumble, but then a skin condition diagnosis changed everything.
Oh, damn.
I took what I thought was going to be 3 months off during the summer when my contract came up. I was like, okay, seems like a good time to take a little break, get some stuff done. Then other things came up. I was filming Star Trek and then Happy Gilmore. There was talk of a return around Rumble time, but then at the last minute, I got a skin condition. The next big event was WrestleMania, so it seemed to make sense, especially if I could take Bayley out of the mix and ruin her dreams. It felt doubly brilliant. Lynch as well.
Hey, bro. I'm ready for this Bayley feud. We need it. We need it.
Since returning at WrestleMania 41 has been stellar. It has been wonderful to see her back where she belongs. Next up is a top WWE star injured. There was concern coming out of Backlash for Drew McIntyre, as McIntyre landed awkwardly on his head following a South of Heaven spot, but thankfully he's confirmed to be okay.
Okay, that's
According
good.
to Triple H, the former WWE champion is fine after being checked out by medical staff. However, Damian Priest had one of his teeth knocked out during the Fatal 4-Way match. It's unclear when this occurred, but it's unlikely that Priest will miss any time away from WWE television. Next up, WWE fans called out.
Hey, man. That's why much respect to these wrestlers that go out there and put their bodies on the line.
There's been a lot of discourse of late around the double standards. Becky Lynch addressed the fact that fans have zero issues with male main event talent in WWE being in their 40s, but when it comes to women, it's a major issue when the top stars are of a similar age. Lynch has now been supported on this by Biggie, and Biggie outright discussed this during the Backlash pre-show last night. So much of the narrative is this a passing of the torch moment? Becky talks a lot about age, and the way we talk about age with women, and the way we talk about age with the men. For a lot of the women who are in their late 30s, it's, oh, you are winding down. Are you getting ready to get out? It feels like 75% of the male side is 38, 39, 40, 45. Let's give the women the same honor and same grace as well. Now it's easy to see where names such as Lynch and Biggie are coming from, and it's definitely an important issue that needs to be addressed. Next up,
I'm more on the, if you can go in the ring, put on some stellar matches, you know, be a part of some great feuds, the age thing, we can let that ride out. If you're still able to go in the ring, that should be really the general basis of it, male and female. Because how many people have we watched over the years be well past their prime, but because their legacy is so great and so massive that people just like, all right, fuck it. One more match, right? And some people probably shouldn't have had that one more match, but a lot of people give them that grace. So I think the same should be said with women. If they're able to go out there and put on a good show, I'm all for it. It shouldn't be no, oh, she's too old. No. I think it should only be like, okay, maybe you probably should sit down. If you can't move somewhat fluidly, you're not going to be as nimble and as fast as you were when you were younger. But if you can't give a solid, good match anymore, I think it's time to hang it up.
Breakaway Star 2025 revealed. A Women's World Champion Io Sky has had an incredible year so far in 2025, and according to a new report from the Wrestling Observer newsletter, WWE are extremely high on the talented star.
Oh, for sure.
Sky is reportedly viewed as a breakaway star in 2025 by at least one high-ranking decision maker. According to Dave Meltzer, Sky has garnered significant internal praise for her performance and attributes. The sources within WWE spotlighted Sky's unique appeal, comparing her favorably to multi-time women's champion Asuka.
Yeah.
One person high up in decision-making noted to us that Sky has been considered a breakaway star this year, combining the fire and voice inflections that make Asuka a strong promo without speaking English. Now, this is great to hear, and hopefully Sky's strong presentation continues as we head into the second half of 2020.
Yeah, no, they've actually been booking EO really, really well, and the fans have connected with her. I would love to see Asuka come back because I think that would be an interesting dynamic as well at some point to have them have a match. But she's been killing it. She has been killing it as the new Women's World Champion, and you can tell that they showed her some love this WrestleMania season. Hopefully they continue to do that. So
25. Next up, a former WWE name sends an urgent plea. Whatever names get released from WWE, it's not uncommon for them to badmouth the company. The wrestler in question had their dream job taken away from them, so it's not exactly a surprise that they'll be unhappy and looking to lash out. Whilst it's understandable why wrestlers do this, recently released WWE names have been urged to shut up and not burn any bridges when it comes to WWE. This plea comes from former star Matt Hardy, who had this to say on the latest edition of his podcast. Learn how to shut the hell up and just worry about what you're doing. Speak positively and stop talking negatively about other places. Because if you do get to that point where you do get released and you're gone, then you kind of screwed yourself up from going somewhere else. Pro wrestling is a small world in a big scheme of things. Don't burn bridges before you have an opportunity to go somewhere else, just in case. Hardy continued by saying that it's vital that these wrestlers let their grievances go. If you're a wrestler, if you're a performer, be better than that, be smarter than that, and learn how to just talk about things that are positive, the things that you like, and let your grievances go. The best thing you can possibly do is if there's something you don't like, just shut the hell up about it. Now, this is smart advice from an individual who's been released from WWE multiple times, and it's easy to see where he's coming from with this rational advice. And finally, Jacob Fatu.
And here's the thing about that. It's easier said than done because obviously these people have worked there. They're, busted their ass, worked hard to get to WWE, and unfortunate situations happen. They get released, right? But I can understand why someone like Matt would say that, being in that situation multiple times. It's like you never know what the future holds. So say you get released now and then you go somewhere else, do your thing, make your name bigger than it ever was in the independent scene or maybe in AEW, whatever the case may be. Maybe you don't like it there, and maybe WWE starts calling. Maybe they start hitting you up years later, and it's one of those things where you had that opportunity to possibly go back. Now you're a bigger star. Now they want to put more money in your pocket, possibly. I'm just putting this out there. It's kind of harder to do that when you've burnt bridges, when you start talking mad shit, when you start talking, negatively. And here's the thing. I'm not saying that that's the wrong opinion to have because we don't know what personally you went through. So maybe you did have a negative experience and you're just like, fuck WWE. That's cool. But you also have to realize as well that your chances of going back may be much slim. And granted, stranger things have happened. Who really thought CM Punk would ever going to go back to WWE? Who really thought that was going to happen? Whether Vince was in control or Triple H, who really thought that was going to happen? But it did. That's the crazy thing about wrestling. You will be surprised what doors will get reopened. And if anyone burned bridges, it was CM Punk. So, not saying that it can't happen, but it would just be probably better not to, at least on the side of, just kind of keeping the peace and just kind of moving forward. But granted, at the same time, if you feel like they did you wrong in the most horrible way and you would never want to go back and you stand on that moral, then hey, that's your opinion. That's your choice to say that. I will never tell anyone not to have grievances for whatever situation they were in because it's your situation. But I will say you gotta be more thoughtful in the sense of, well, you gotta think about, all right, what could really come from this? Am I okay with the consequences that come from this that may be permanent? So.
Breaks character. Our final story today takes a look at the post-Backlash press conference, specifically comments from US champion Jacob Fatu. For the first time since debuting in WWE, Fatu broke character at the event. He broke away from his Samoan werewolf persona for the press conference, and when asked what's next for him, he managed to blur the lines between kayfabe and reality with an authentic answer. What's next is just what I said earlier. It's just day and time with it. I didn't come in aiming for this US title, it just happened organically. But honestly, there's no telling. Gentlemen here asked what happened tonight. I'm going to tell you all the same thing. You'll have to wait and see because I can't speak on it if I don't know nothing about it. It's been a hell of a ride, but I'm just like what you guys are seeing right now. Just gonna have to see how it all rides out at the end of the day. Fatu was even able to make a joke about the microphone malfunctioning, and it's easy to see why Fatu has become popular backstage, as he comes across completely authentic and insanely likable. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories in...
Yeah, man, he's the next guy up, bro. He's the next guy up. He's the next guy up, and I think them adding in, I believe it's Jeff Cobb, them adding him with Solo, I think they're going to be setting up something good because most likely Solo is going to turn on him. Solo's going to turn on him, and it's going to be a very interesting dynamic because the people are going to really want to see Jacob Fatu overcome Solo and Jeff Cobb. So I'm very interested to see how they're going to play this out. But right now, Jacob Fatu, he's the guy, and the the fans love him. So comment down below. Let me know what's your favorite, Sabu match of all time, promo or segment. One of the favorite moments I can think of, and I retweeted it on Twitter, is when John Cena's laying face down on the announce table. I think he got attacked by ECW members, and Sabu springboards from the top rope and hits a leg drop to the back of John Cena's head while he's laying face down on the announce table. JR sold it. Everyone in the crowd went crazy. Legitimately busted open John Cena's, his eye, the top of his eye. He ended up getting a black eye. That was one of the coolest fucking moments ever, bro. And Sabu's had many of them. So comment down below. Let me know your favorite Sabu moment. Appreciate all love and support. Road to 150K. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.